What's up, y'all? This is Rudy Wallace. I'm gonna let y'all ride with me on this journey. I'm gonna let y'all know a little bit about myself. They call me Coach Rudy. I'm an assistant coach at Frederick Community College and founder of Team Rudy. Founder and CEO of Team Rudy. Also, I'm a trainer at Louder Sports Training Facility in Leesburg, Virginia. I've been with them for since 2011. We just got the facility 2014, but they were called D1 Sports, and I was just also doing training with them. A little bit about myself. I'm an 8-year professional basketball player. I played overseas. I played in the States, in Las Vegas for the Akron Wingfoots. I played with them for about maybe 7 months in Las Vegas, and we were the only tour team that traveled all year round. They played schools all year round, colleges, professional teams, you name it, we played them in Vegas. We flew. We didn't fly, we drove everywhere. So we might drive from Utah one night, and then after Utah, we'd drive all the way to Sacramento, play there, and then after Sacramento, we go to Seattle and play, and we'll play throughout the whole entire United States. So, so I played with them, and I founded this my organization called Team Rudy, which is a non-profit organization, and it all started when I was overseas, and I was on a professional team, and I was in the 3rd league in Germany, and we were playing against one of these teams that they were a professional team, and they had guys on their team who were like 13, 14 years old, and I'm looking down the other end, I'm like, this got to be a joke. And my coach said, well, these guys are good because they've been on a national team since they were like 10 or 11. I'm like, okay, see what they got. And these guys were out here just fundamentally sound, averaging like 20, 25 points a game. And, I was looking at these guys like, if these guys are 13, 14 years old and they're playing professional, we don't have a chance against the up-and-coming guys the young guys are coming up, because these guys are on college, these guys can start at a college level at 13, 14. So, what I did was I sat back and, I listened to my coach, what's his name, Coach Rudy. He's a Serbian coach, and he trained Tony Kukoc that used to play with the Bulls. And I just absorbed everything he told me, and like everything I learned, I brought it back to the States and tried to mimic that and teach it to the young kids, that were coming up. But the young kids, they look at LeBron, Kobe, D-Wade, Carmelo, Allen Iverson, and guys of those nature, and they want to be like those guys. Like they just want to score, and they want to do everything those guys can do. But they forgot that those guys had to put in the fundamental work to get to where they at. And those guys, and with that being said, I might get a few. Their games might be good for like a week, and then they won't come back. And I wasn't charging anything, I was just wanting kids to get better, and I was helping kids out. But so the kids would come back, but the kids didn't understand. They were getting better in a week span, because I was just teaching them the right thing. And in a week span, they wouldn't come back. Maybe because I didn't have a big name or whatever the case may be. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they call me. He's like, hey man, can we work out again? And I'd be like, nah, because the thing is that those guys weren't committed. They saw themselves getting better, in that week span, and they just stopped. They just thought that was it. But they don't understand. It's like muscle memory. Like you gotta do it every day in order for it to be a muscle memory. Like if you do it every day, it'll come to you natural. So I stopped dealing with kids in the USA, and I started dealing with kids overseas. So with that being said, I know you asked, how can you train kids overseas if you're in the States? Well, you got all this technology now. I was using Skype, you know what I'm saying? I was training kids doing Skype, and then the time difference was 6 hours, like they'd be 6 hours ahead. So it can be 6 o'clock here, but it can be 6 o'clock in the afternoon here, but it's 12 midnight there, and I'm on Skype training these kids. So basically what I did was got one country, and I picked the country of Latvia, and I got, I think, 3 or 4 people out of there, and I brought them, I got them 4-round scholarship to schools in the States. So I got a female named Asna. She's at Fordham. She's doing great there. I got another female named Louise. She's at a JUCO. Well, actually, she started at a JUCO in, I want to say, St. Louis, and then she transferred to a JUCO in Nebraska. And next year, hopefully, she'll be graduating from her JUCO, going to Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. I got a guy named Gustavos. I call him Gus. He went to a JUCO out Louisiana, and then he transferred to a school in St. Louis, same JUCO that Mitch Richmond went to, and now he's at a D2 called Angelo State. Also got a guy named Irvins. You'll see him. He's in the ACC. He signed with Boston College. This is his first year there, and I just have a plethora of people that I put places. I didn't work with them, but they called me and was like, or like my overseas guys would be like, hey man, can you help my friend out? And I'd be like, yeah. So I'll just tell them, give me a tape, and I'll just send it to the coaches, because over the years with all these people that I put in college, I got to meet a lot of coaches. So I just put that tape out there. Next thing you know, the school is calling, and then they got a full ride, and I was helping kids like that, and I wasn't charging anything. So now, I'm on this journey where, these services now I have to charge, because it's real. Like now they're starting early, and I have more and more clients, and I can't be at all places at once. So, I incorporated all my fundamental skills that I learned from overseas, all my skills that I learned in the States. And shout out to Coach D too. A lot of people don't know who Coach D is. Coach D is he was one of the guys that put everything together for me, and made my game to where it is now. I was a streaky shooter coming up. I'll give you 30 one night, the next night I have 10, and I couldn't figure out why that was happening. And Coach D instilled muscle memory to me, and when he did that, I became like one of the most consistent shooters. I don't miss no more than 2 in a row. And if you're missing 3 in a row, it's just a problem. And he did that. He put in the work with me. He set me down, and he just put in the work, and he kind of told me, this is how it is. This is how the game supposed to be played. And I followed that, and I'm just instilling that to everybody. Excuse me. So now that now I incorporate boxing, swimming, the Vertimax. I have so much going on. And now that I'm at Loudon Sports Training, called LST, which in probably the next episode, you'll see me out there training some kids, or you'll see me going there lining up some kids for my next event or whatever I got going on over there. And it's a great facility. We have some of the best kids, some of the best coaches there, and in Virginia, Virginia is coming up. So we gonna be that if you need to get better, Loudon Sports Training is where you gonna come through first. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D1 Sports too. They're one of the ones that kind of brought me in 2011. Coach E, I call him O. He put that in me. He said, man, this is you. He saw the potential that I had, playing, and he showed me this training kids, and he was like, man, I want you aboard, you know, and he brought me aboard, man. Ever since then, man, I just been blessed to work with him and to work with kids and meet a lot of people. So with that being said, man, I'm just gonna let y'all follow me on this journey, and hopefully, you know, I can get a good gig somewhere, you know, training somebody professional on a daily basis, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all just gonna follow me. Y'all gonna see all the people that I inspire, all the people that I got in school, all the people that I work with, and they all got good things to say about me. You know, I'm not a bad dude. I'm a good person. I help out a lot of people. You know, and I don't think twice, man. I just help out a lot of people. I like helping people. I like seeing people get better. You know, so and you know, my schedule is hectic. You know, I'm always away from the house, man. Always, man. Out of 24 hours, I'm out of the house 18 hours of the day. You know, it's hard. It's hard to manage that, because I also got a family. I got a wife. I got 3 kids. You know, I think they understand my passion and what I want to do. So, like right now, you know, I work my regular job. I work a 12-hour shift, and like right after my shift, you know, I go lift. So I'm gonna let y'all come with me. I'm gonna bring y'all along, watch me get a workout in, and go back home. You know, I work in Leesburg, Virginia, but you know, I live in West Virginia. I know it's an hour away, but you know, so I'm gonna let y'all ride with me, man, and be a part of this organization we're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be fun. Y'all tune in.